The final event, these are the standings. Elia Viviani of Italy leads with 180 points. Gaviria in second, Tim Velt in third place. O'Shea and Cavendish gluing up behind to see whether they can take this men's Omnium. Here's the rest of the standings as we work our way through. Mark Cavendish onto the boards. Viviani, the leader of this men's Omnium. This is his moment. Can he now take the World Championship? The standings right now then. Viviani, you can see the pressure on his face. This is a moment for the Italian. Mark Cavendish, this is a big pressure moment for him as well. This man absorbs pressure. Gaviria also there. Will he take flight and win this points race? ...160 laps, sprints every 10 laps. 5 points for the winner of each sprint, 3 for second, 2 for third, 1 for fourth. Take a lap, you get 20 points. And all the points now accumulate, which means that it is all about the points you accumulate to try and get to the top of the leaderboard. Viviani 180, Gaviria 166, Velt 144, O'Shea of Australia is a big danger here with 140, and Cavendish with 136, tied on points with Roger Kluger. Things settled down then. Viviani, this is his biggest opportunity to take a world title. Viviani has been really concentrating on trying to get ready for the Omnium. There he is, the Team Sky professional, bronze medalist in 2015. He's licking his lips, he always does that. He's got this way of just trying to relax himself. There is Gaviria, who's going to stay on the wheel of Viviani. He's going to stick to him like glue. Viviani also licking his lips, just trying to compose himself. There's so many little stories going on in this peloton. Thanks very much for your messages on Twitter @AmnaCrossan. Thanks, Ali, for your message. I agree. Georgia Baker, what a fantastic performance by her in that points race for such a young rider. Looking round at each other, they want to make sure they get points on the board early. We'll keep you up to date with exactly what's happening in this Omnium. So they've ridden 5 events so far: a scratch race, an individual pursuit, elimination race, the time trial and the flying lap. Comes down finally to the points race. It's a slightly different format to that we saw here at London 2012. We used to end up with a flying lap time trial as the final race, but now it's the right way round, because we can see the points and then we can see exactly what everyone needs to do to move up the standings. On the front then, Aaron Gate, a former world champion, riding for New Zealand. The first points of the night are coming up. Aaron Gate is right in the front. Behind him is the Polish rider, Thomas Budat, moving up on the outside. Another former world champion, Glenn O'Shea, wants to get involved in the mix very early to get himself into a medal. Gaviria goes round the outside, and it looked to me like Gaviria took those points there for Colombia. Here we are then. This is the sprint with 150 laps to go. Gaviria, O'Shea, Budat, Gate. There's sprint number 1, Gaviria with 5, O'Shea 3, Budat 2, Gate with 1. Tim Velt on the front in the orange. Here's the standings now. Viviani with 180, Gaviria with 171, Velt with 144, and O'Shea getting very close now to a medal for Australia. Viviani still the leader, but only 9 points advantage on Gaviria. So a Team Sky rider against an Ethics Quick Step rider. Attack now from Roger Kluger. Aaron Gate immediately reacts. Kluger is 6th overall, 136 points, tied on points with Mark Cavendish of Great Britain. Much has been said about Cavendish having to finish 3rd or better to go to Rio. Montero of Brazil sitting on the wheel of the man in black, Aaron Gate. Roger Kluger, a little advantage over the duo. Cavendish is still towards the front. So many men match this rider because he's won 26 stages of the Tour de France. He's won all 3 points jerseys in the Grand Tours, the Vuelta a España, Giro d'Italia, Tour de France. Most prolific sprinter of his generation, Cavendish. The Mexican rider now going clear. This is Ignacio Prado in the green and white. Cavendish looking to see whether this attack might go. Jacob During immediately onto the wheel in the red and blue of the United States of America. Cavendish looking around at everyone, seeing whether anyone is prepared to take this one up. Cavendish just having to use his track speed here, and now he's going to accelerate. This is the sprint lap, and Prado is there. Cavendish riding a very intelligent sprint as he goes to the front. Dale Suter is there, and I think Suter might well have picked Cavendish on the line. And I think he might well have done. Suter takes 5, Cavendish takes 3, Jacob During takes 2. Confirmation of sprint number 2. Gail Suter of Switzerland with 5, Cavendish 3, During 2, Prado with 1 point. Changes the standings then. Viviani still leads with 180, Gaviria 171, Velt in 3rd, O'Shea in 4th place. But Cavendish now has got daylight between him and Kluger. 5th place for Cavendish. He finished 4th in Hong Kong, and he will want to finish on the podium with a medal in this Omnium to give the selectors of Great Britain something to question as they go towards Rio. There is Viviani, the leader, in the blue. And taking a look from his onboard camera at the Polish rider, there is Gaviria. Every time you see Viviani, you see Gaviria. An attack now from Jasper de Bus, the Belgian rider in the turquoise colours. Group of riders going clear there. There is number 3, that's Jasper de Bus, rides for Lotto Soudal, a bronze medalist in the Madison World Championships in 2015. Take a look at the front then. The Japanese rider is going to the front, Kuboki. Gaviria now is trying to accelerate across. This is a dangerous attack from the Colombian, who looks a lot more cool than he did in the flying lap. Gaps are starting to open. Viviani is trying to go across. Gaviria is involved in the mix, and the race is going to come all back together again. 133 laps of racing to go. Things settle down. 2 laps to go to the next sprint. Velt is near the front. If you saw his crash yesterday, I'm amazed that he is still up here and riding so strongly. Thomas Bouda out in front for France. Cavendish moves up. Every time he does, the crowd go pretty wild. And now he's going to the front. He is looking to try and accelerate here. Cavendish looks like he's got good legs in this points race. He's not going to make the mistake this time. He takes 5 points. Cavendish is now up into the medals with that. Seems to have this under control. Cavendish takes 5. Sprint number 3, Cavendish 5. Lung 3, Budat 2, Zakharov 1. Here's the standings in this Omnium. Viviani with 180, Gaviria 171. Cavendish still needs a lot of points. He's on 144, but he now moves into 3rd place. O'Shea still placed to try and get a medal with 143. Cavendish is having to do this the hard way. It's very unlikely that he will be allowed to take a lap, so he's just having to accumulate the points. Lasse Norman Hansen on the front, the Olympic Omnium champion. He's currently 8th place overall in this Omnium. Things haven't quite gone as to where he wanted them to in this Omnium. There is Gaviria. Rides for Ethics Quick Step. Had that injury at the beginning of the season after a crash, but he's back and looking good. We're on board now with Fernando Gaviria, looking back at the Kazakh rider. That is Zakharov. See the little moves going on, everyone looking round, the little twitches of the head. Quite cagey in this peloton right now. Jasper de Bust goes down to the bottom. He is a rider who likes to ride the 6 days, so he's used to these sort of chases at the end of the night. Normally a Madison chase, but you've still got to be riding for points, riding for laps. Gail Suter goes to the front. Suter right now is in 15th place. He's trying to qualify for the Olympic Games. Suter, an employee of the UCI, works in Aigle in Switzerland. Aaron Gate get involved in the action. Cavendish again is at the front. He's trying to accumulate the points. Roger Kluber is a danger man. He goes round. Viviani is there. Cavendish getting boxed in this sprint. So he decides not to go for this one, but Viviani does. He takes 5 points. Gaviria stuck on his wheel. Cavendish didn't quite have the wits about him that time. He got boxed in with a move of Viviani on the outside, but Cavendish intelligently just ratcheting back, not using up too much energy. Sprint number 4 of 16. Viviani takes 5, Kluger takes 3, Gaviria 2, Aaron Gate scores 1 point. The overall standings, Viviani with 185, Gaviria in silver medal position, and Cavendish still in the bronze medal position with Velt tied on points. We're on Viviani cam right now. There we are, looking back at Gaviria. They're right at the back of the peloton. And the rest of the riders in here will try and profit, but it's going to take a long chase for Cavendish to get a lap, and I doubt that Gaviria and Viviani would let him do it. Lasse Norman Hansen, the Olympic Omnium champion, on the front now. Hansen is a very, very good Omnium rider. He's got to be one of the favourites for Rio. Things haven't quite gone to plan for him this time, but he's a silver medalist in these World Championships in 2013, bronze in 2012, the Olympic champion in 2012. Very consistent. Group of riders going clear. Glenn O'Shea is in there. He rides now for the One Pro cycling team. O'Shea is the rider in the white, gold and green, sitting there in the middle of the group. If you'd like to tweet me, @Anne McCrossan. Viviani goes to the top of the track. Henrik Lemmer, a good question about the countback. Look at Johnny Dibben last night. It's on the number of sprints won and number of laps taken. Dibben won the last sprint last night, so we knew he'd won the points race overall. Gaviria really turning up the pressure on Viviani here as he takes 5 points. O'Shea takes 3, the Kazakh takes 2. That was a good move by Gaviria, edging closer to Viviani with that sprint. Confirmation of sprint number 5. Gaviria takes 5, O'Shea takes 3, Zakharov 2, and During 1, which I think makes Glenn O'Shea move into the bronze medal position. Confirmation that we're right then. Glenn O'Shea is into bronze for Australia. Dicey between him and Cavendish. Gaviria in silver, Viviani in gold. Here are the rest of the standings. Lasse Norman Hansen down in 8th place. That's the biggest mover right now. O'Shea into bronze medal. 108 laps to go in this points race. Just wondering what is coming up the rest of the night. The men's sprint finals will take place. We'll also see the women's Omnium, the 3rd race in the women's Omnium programme out of the 6. There's an ebb and flow of this points race right now. Things changing constantly, but the constant is Viviani at the top of the leaderboard. Good question about Cavendish being selected for Rio. There's been a lot of chat in the press about Cavendish having to finish in the top 3 to be selected for Rio. Whether that's talk or whether it's not is still a big question mark. And I think if Cavendish finished in the medals, oh, there's a big crash at the back of the peloton. A huge crash. 2 riders hitting the deck, a big touch of wheels. Look at this is Viviani's camera. Gaviria's there. Oh, there was a touch of wheels. Gail Suter went down. He took off the Korean rider. Suter right in the camera. He was the first one to hit the deck. He took down the Korean, he took down the straight over the bars. Nowhere to go for the Hong Kong China rider. Look at that, Gail Suter hits the back of the camera bike. And now we head to the next sprint. And while we get our breath back from that, it is Montero who goes to the front. Jasper de Bust is in 2nd place, Aaron Gate in 3rd, and the Russian Manakov in 4th place. So Montero scores some points. That'll move him up a little bit. Just checking to see the that everyone is okay. Everyone's sitting up and they're getting back in the race. Tough bike riders, these guys. It was Sang-Woo Park of Korea who hit the deck, and also Chung Lung of Hong Kong, China. Gail Suter also hits the deck. Sprint number 6. 5 points to Montero, 3 to De Bust, 2 to Gate, 1 to Manikoff. That's not going to change the standings too much. That was the winner of the last sprint. Viviani still top of the leaderboard, 185. Gaviria, O'Shea, Cavendish, the constant in the top 4. There is Viviani, the leader of this Omnium. Is he going to take the world title? You can see he's got to accumulate points. You've got to stay out of trouble with any crashes. These riders getting very tired after 6 different races, a scratch race, an individual pursuit, an elimination, a time trial, a flying lap, and now the points race. Coming back to why Cavendish has to finish in the top 3. It's not absolute that he does, but there's so much talk that if he's not on the podium, would he be selected for Rio, or would they decide to take a team pursuiter? There is Cavendish, someone like Jonathan Dibben instead of Cavendish to ride the Omnium, because you need to be able to be the 5th man for the team pursuit as well. That is why there is so much talk about Cavendish being in the top 3. But would you put your money on Mark Cavendish winning a medal in Rio? He's such a fighter. He's only been on the track now for about 14 weeks. He won the Tour of Qatar, so he's no doubt he's on form as 2 riders go clear at the front of the race. Just opening up an advantage. One is Lasse Norman Hansen, who's 8th overall. This would put Hansen right up there in the medals. So a dangerous attack now by Lasse Norman Hansen. There needs to be a reaction from the other riders. The Japanese rider is Kaboki. He is less important in terms of the overall standing. So Kaboki there in the white, red and black at the front. Lasse Norman Hansen going clear. They've got about half a lap on the rest of the field. Roger Kluge now is going across. So is Prado. Kluge's a danger man. But Lasse Norman Hansen takes 5, Kaboki takes, there goes Kluge, Prado takes the 1 point, and these riders are dangerous as far as the overall standings are concerned. The result of sprint number 7, the Olympic champion Lasse Norman Hansen takes 5, Kaboki 3, Kluge 2, Prado takes 1. In terms of the overall standings, this is where we are. Viviani still the leader, Gaviria 2nd, O'Shea 3rd, Cavendish 4th, but Lasse Norman Hansen has now moved into this place here, 7th overall, and right now he is trying to go across to take a lap, and with him is Roger Kluge, who is also in the 6th place overall, and this would jump them ahead of O'Shea and Cavendish. These riders are getting ominously close to taking a lap on the rest of the field. Cavendish is glancing across, I can see, to see where those riders are, and it's down to Cavendish and O'Shea to do something about it. And right now, Roger Kluge and Lasse Norman Hansen are coming across to lap the field, and this would put them right into the medals. They're very, very close now to taking a lap on the field, and they seem to have done it with ease. Prado of Mexico in the green and white, Lasse Norman Hansen, the Olympic champion, Kaboki of Japan, and Roger Kluge of Germany are about to lap the field. That would give them another 20 points. It would take them ahead of Cavendish and O'Shea. And they do so with 83 laps to go. Kluge, Hansen, Prado and Kaboki take 20 points. .82 laps to go. Suddenly this race changes. Here's confirmation of the 4 riders taking 20 points. Lasse Norman Hansen, the Olympic champion, Roger Kluge, Kuboki of Japan, Prado of Mexico. A big attack now from Mark Cavendish, 81 laps to go. Cavendish is looking for the points. He needs these ones because he has been taken over by Lasse Norman Hansen and by Roger Kluge. Cavendish takes 5. Behind him, Cavendish looking around. He looks quite calm right now. These are the 2nd, 3rd and 4th places. 79 laps to go. Cavendish is back in the peloton. Confirmation of sprint number 8. Cavendish with 5, Manakov 3, Suter with 2. He was the crash victim earlier, and Velt with 1. The overall standings look like this now. Viviani still the leader. Gaviria is in silver. Kluge of Germany in bronze, and Lasse Norman Hansen in 4th place. The Frenchman Thomas Boudat now launches an attack. Cavendish is in 5th place overall. O'Shea of Australia in 6th. Those 2 riders need to do something about this. Boudat is another danger man. If he took a lap, he would move up ahead of Cavendish and O'Shea. So it's down to the chase of Cavendish and O'Shea yet again. Thanks for your tweets. Thank you to Nicola Cranmer for your message. Nice to see manager of 2016 who looks after Chloe Dygart, who of course won a gold medal yesterday. Tweeting us in today. Thomas Boudat, a former world champion, now on the attack. Boudat was the world champion in 2014. Just sitting off the front right now. And Lasse Norman Hansen is going clear yet again. The Olympic champion looks like his legs are coming round now, and he is feeling good. This is still anyone's Omnium. You kind of get the sense that there's a few riders who have road legs, who are feeling strong in here. Gaviria's playing a little bit of a game. Lasse Norman Hansen, Boudat, Jacob Döring involved in the action at the front. 72 laps to go. We're coming up to the next sprint. Cavendish is trying to get across to the leaders. Can he sneak a few points here? He doesn't look like he's going to go for this one. Is he playing a little bit of a negative game at times? Gaviria's going through. He's going to score some points. Lasse Norman Hansen takes 5. Gaviria, I think, took the 3 points. He did. 70 laps to go. The result of sprint number 9. Lasse Norman Hansen takes 5. Gaviria 3. Döring 2. Boudat took 1 point. And a big attack here at the front. This is a dangerous one for the overall. The Omnium standings. Viviani with 185. Gaviria 181. Kluge with 161. O'Shea and Cavendish need to be involved in the action. Elia Viviani of Italy leads, 4 points advantage on Gaviria. Roger Kluge with 161, Lasse Norman Hansen 156, Cavendish with 149. It's still so close between all these riders. Roger Kluge, that was an intelligent move by him to take the lap. Kluge, a member of the Yam cycling team, a silver medalist in the points race in the Olympic Games in 2008. 30 years of age, there he is, Roger Kluge, sitting in the bronze medal position. Now Jasper de Bus goes clear in the turquoise. riders are going clear now of the front of the peloton, and it's Kluge again, and it's a dangerous move for Cavendish because Glenn O'Shea has moved in here. It's a dangerous move for Lasse Norman Hansen. So Jasper de Bust on the attack with Glenn O'Shea and Roger Kluge. These three opening up some daylight between the rest of the peloton and themselves. Gaviria and Viviani look concerned, so they are going to try and close this one up. Cavendish immediately reacts. Aaron Gate goes with the move. This is a big chase going on now. Jasper de Bust would benefit very nicely. 62 laps to go. Tactical game being played by many riders. Lasse Norman Hansen at the front of the peloton. Cavendish is there, but the most important thing is these three riders. Take a look then. Roger Kluge scores more points. He's making his way clearly into the bronze medal position. Cavendish needs some points. He takes 1 point. But the most important thing is this trio of riders with Glenn O'Shea, who are making their way ahead of the field. Sprint number 10, Roger Kluge 5, de Bust 3, Glenn O'Shea 2, Cavendish 1. But rather nonchalantly, this trio are about to lap the field, which would put Roger Kluge into the gold medal position. This is a big attack here, and I'm surprised that Viviani and Gaviria are letting this one go clear. The three riders take a lap. Roger Kluge, Jasper de Bust and Glenn O'Shea take 20 points. And the Kazakh rider now going clear. 57 laps to go. The overall standings have changed. Roger Kluge now at the top of the leaderboard, the German rider in the gold medal position. Viviani in silver, Gaviria in bronze, and O'Shea getting close now to a bronze medal. Lasse Norman Hansen in 5th, Cavendish in 6th. Some big names in here. Roger Kluge has ridden so well. He's moved himself right up in the standings. He started today in 6th place. He scored 2 laps. And it's the Kazakh rider who's going clear. Zakharov with 121 points. Artyom Zakharov trying to take a lap on the rest of the field. Cavendish isn't too happy, so he goes to the front. Thanks to Hannah Reynolds for your tweet. Thanks for the message. I'm glad this is giving you some motivation for your bike ride. Still Artyom Zakharov, this man in the turquoise. Coming up to the 50 laps to go point, and Artyom Zakharov being chased down by the Hong Kong China rider, who also took a crash, Chung Wung Lung. And behind them, Gaviria's going for the points, Viviani's going for the points, so is Cavendish. 50 laps to go. And it's Gaviria who takes some points, so does Viviani. And Gaviria now is going clear, and he is trying to take a lap. Viviani is going with him. This is a big, big attack. Sprint 11, Zakharov takes 5, Lung 3, Gaviria 2, Viviani 1. And Gaviria is trying to rip this race up now. This is the onboard camera of Gaviria. Viviani goes with him. These two riders combining to try and take the overall victory. Here's the standings, it's so close. Viviani 186, Kluge 186, Gaviria 183, O'Shea 168. Cavendish still in 6th place, the Olympic champion in 5th place for Denmark. This is going to come right down to the last few sprints. Viviani So close to a world title here. I can imagine right now Viviani's girlfriend, Elena Cecchini, who rode the points race earlier on, is standing in the middle and biting her nails. Cecchini, a member of the Canyon SRAM team. I'm just looking across at her actually. She's sitting in the track centre, and so far she doesn't look too concerned. She seems like she is quite composed, but I can imagine in the next 40 laps she's going to be on her feet. "44 laps to go." The Japanese rider at the front, Kuboki, Jasper de Bust, who was the rider who went on the attack and took Kluge with him. If you're just joining us now then, a reminder, Viviani the Italian leads, Kluge equal on points in second place, 186. Gaviria with 183. O'Shea of Australia ominously close to a bronze medal here with 168. Lasse Norman Hansen of Denmark with 156. Cavendish with 150. That is the point standings, the top 6 overall. Now goes to the front to try and accumulate some points. Gaviria, who took his place with Kittel at Ethics Quickstep, goes to the front, and Gaviria and Cavendish fighting it out for the points. Gaviria wins those ones easily, 5 points to him. Cavendish takes 3. Gaviria, I think, will go back to the top of the leaderboard. Sprint number 12, Gaviria 5, Cavendish 3, De Bust 2, Gate with 1. It is a duel of epic proportions between Viviani and Gaviria now top of the leaderboard, 188. Viviani 186, Kluge 186. Cavendish still in 6th place. Glenn O'Shea in here, can he take a lap for the Australian team? Silver medalist in 2015, bronze medalist in 2013, world champion in 2012. O'Shea is so consistent. Prado now going clear. Jacob During leaves the gap. "35 laps to go." If you're just joining us now, the situation is Gaviria of Colombia leads with a 2-point advantage on Elia Viviani of Italy. Viviani, the Team Sky rider, he led this Omnium competition when we came into this last event. This is the strength sapping points race. He finished 3rd in the scratch. He was 3rd in the individual pursuit, 5th in the elimination, 3rd in the time trial. He won the flying lap. Gaviria was 10th in the scratch race. He won the pursuit, he won the elimination, he was 2nd in the time trial, 8th in the flying lap. Gaviria is the leader of this race at the moment, the 6th event Omnium competition. A true test of the different disciplines of cycling. Prado's going clear, he's not a danger man, he's 17th overall, 62 points. But importantly, he's taken a few points. 1 lap to go to the next sprint. Prado looks like he'll take the 5. Cavendish has got to do something about this before the end of this Omnium. I think the legs are starting to hurt. The Max Missile. Prado takes him. Cavendish and Gaviria, another duel between them. I think Cavendish took the 3 and Gaviria took 2. We'll just take a look in a moment at the result. Gaviria is starting to look like he has the better legs than Viviani. There's Cavendish and Gaviria. I think Cavendish just took it, 30 laps to go. Sprint number 13, Prado with 5, Cavendish 3, Gaviria 2, Manakov with 1 point. But how are the standings overall? 28 laps to go. Gaviria now has 4 points on Viviani, who's fading a little. Roger Kluge with 186, O'Shea with 168. And anyone else in this board needs to take a lap. There's our leader, Gaviria of Colombia. Have to admire O'Shea, Kluge and Gaviria. They're riding the more aggressive race. Viviani has been defending a little bit, but it may well be that he's tired. You can tell he's right at the back of the string. He's got to do something to win this one. He's 4 points deficit now. Is Viviani hurting, or is he just marking? Gaviria has been on his wheel like a piece of Velcro all the way through this race, unless he's been on the move and getting points. 24 laps to go. Time is running out. This is for the World Championship, the Rainbow Bands. It's the bragging rights as we head towards Rio. It also sorts out which riders go to Rio. Big move now. It comes from the Japanese rider going clear. This is Kazushiki Kabuki. Trying to go to the front of the race to catch Prado, Montero and Aaron Gate. This is not good for anyone who needs points. These 4 riders going clear, but Roger Kluge is looking interested. If he scores the maximum points, he would be into the silver medal position again. Kluge putting in a massive turn, trying to catch the 4 riders in front of him. He needs to make this count. He goes round the top. He's going to score some points. He may even score the maximum. What a ride by Roger Kluge. He takes 5. Montero takes 3, Gate takes 2, Kuboki takes 1, and that puts Roger Kluge, I think, into the gold medal position. 14 sprints, Kluge with 5, Montero 3, Gate with 2, Kuboki with 1 in that sprint. That means that Roger Kluge leads this Omnium by 1 point from Gaviria. Viviani in bronze medal position now. Here's the second page. Hansen and Cavendish tied on 1.56. Roger Kluge started the day 6th overall. He was on 136 points. Viviani was on 180. This has been a fantastic performance by Roger Kluge. He's got an Olympic Games silver medal. He's heading here towards a world title. Glenn O'Shea getting involved in the action. Jacob During testing everyone out. Manakov in 2nd, Velt in 3rd. But that little trio going clear. This is a big move for Lasse Norman Hansen and Glenn O'Shea. This would put them into the medals. Can they go clear? They are putting in a last-ditch attempt to try and take the medals away. Glenn O'Shea of Australia with Lasse Norman Hansen. You can't get a much better combination than that. Kuboki is also there. Tim Belt involved in the action. They have got about a quarter of a lap on the rest of the field. 13 laps to go. Lasse Norman Hansen with Glenn O'Shea. Aaron Gate chasing. can't imagine why Aaron Gate is chasing. The big danger man here is Lasse Norman Hansen and O'Shea. O'Shea would move on to 188 if he did, which would put Viviani out of the medals. I think Viviani's suffering in here right now. They are getting very close to taking a lap. And then if they scored the points in the final sprints, that would also put them up into the gold medal positions. I think Lasse Norman Hansen and Glenn O'Shea combining. Viviani now realises he's in trouble. And Gaviria trying to accelerate. These riders have to catch the main body of the peloton. A big attack going on now at the front of the race, but the points are going to Lasse Norman Hansen, Glenn O'Shea, Gaviria and Viviani trying to do something about it. Viviani senses danger here for the medals. He's got to do something, but it's Kuboki, Lasse Norman Hansen and Glenn O'Shea. Confirmation then of sprint number 15. Hansen takes 5, O'Shea takes 3, Kuboki takes 2, and these 3 riders are so close now to taking a lap on the rest of the field. Gaviria and Viviani are trying to react, but it could be too late. Here's the standings, 191, 191, and Viviani, Glenn O'Shea is about to put himself into the gold medal position. And they take a lap on the rest of the field. Hansen, O'Shea and Kuboki take the 20 points. In fact, they just have to shut the gap. What a move here by those riders. In fact, Gaviria will still be in the gold medal position just on countback. You're going to not believe this. 20 points for O'Shea, Hansen and Kuboki with 6 laps to go. It's going to come down to the final sprint of the night because there are 3 riders on 191 points. Gaviria, Kluger and O'Shea are all on 191 and Viviani's on 186. It's going to come down to the last sprint of the night to decide this world title in this Omnium. You can't get any closer than this. Gaviria, Kluger and O'Shea are all in with a shout of being the world champion. Who is going to take it? Whoever takes this sprint will be the world champion. 4 laps to go. Lasse Norman Hansen can get in the medals. So let's take a look. Gaviria the Colombian, Kluger the German, O'Shea the Australian. It's going to come down to who wins the sprint. 3 laps to go. Hansen can take a medal, I think. Yet, no, he can't. So it's going to come down. Cavendish is going to be academic for Cavendish. Viviani moving up. He needs to score the maximum points to get a medal. And Viviani is there. Viviani can move up into the points. Viviani going for this one. Cavendish is going to try and nick this one off Viviani. Viviani up on the outside. And Cavendish takes 5. Viviani takes 3, which is not enough. And then behind them, it is going to come down to countback. And I think Glenn O'Shea might be the rider who's going to take the title. I'm not entirely sure. No, I think it will be Gaviria. We're waiting now for the title to be decided, and I think it's going to be Gaviria. He thinks he's got it. Fernando Gaviria, I think, is the world champion. Kluger will be second. O'Shea will be the bronze medalist. The judges are just looking. They are checking with the pencil and the paper as to who is going to take the world title. Never have so many judges with pencils and paper been responsible for working out the world title. I'm pretty sure Gaviria's taken it. I think Kluger will take the silver and O'Shea will take the bronze. All smiles then. Gaviria, O'Shea and Kluger. What a race between those riders. Cavendish congratulates his former teammate. Cavendish will be in 6th, Hansen will be in 5th, Viviani will be in 4th. He's the man who's missed out. Still, the judges are counting back to make sure that everything is correct, but I'm pretty certain that Gaviria will be the world champion. What a fantastic race. It does come down to count back in that last sprint. Gaviria looks happy. The judges are just double checking before they award the world